What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Chop and Brew. This is a Lanyap video doing tasting notes on the fresh hopped beer as seen brewed in episode 12? No, that was
I don't know.
13.
14.
Get it right.
Man, time flies when you're having fun.
Getting drunk.
If you remember episode 14, it was kind of a crazy brew day. Ted and Paul here were kind of the masters of the brew day, but then everybody ended up getting their hands involved as we stuffed how many pounds of hops into the brew and to the post brew?
That'd be probably a total close to 30.
I would say wet and dry.
Yeah.
Mainly wet.
Go back and watch that episode and then come back. We'll wait. Ding, 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 ding.
Intermission.
Ding, ding, ding. Wasn't that crazy? Wasn't Jeremy King's beard awesome? King! So here we are.
Blinged.
It's what day was the brew day? September
Oh yeah.
something? So it's been about a month.
Yeah.
Ted and Paul
Yeah.
both brought their versions. As you saw in the episode, we kind of just made this super sized 20-gallon batch, put it through the hop back of the kegel, and then broke it into 4 or 5 gallon fermenters. So this is 2 of the representative beers, Ted and Paul's, man. What do you guys think, dude? I love these.
That's good.
As random as the brew day was, like, it doesn't taste random. It tastes intentionally awesome.
I don't know if I would ever do it that way again. I don't know if it could ever be done that way
Yeah.
again. But no, they're decent beers, I would say.
They're surprisingly, I don't know if you can say balanced for that top even beer, but malt is definitely there. But you definitely get that thickness, that resin, that Chinook in your face from that wet hop.
And was Chinook the bulk of
Yep.
that wet hop?
That was
It's
the
off that super plant that we picked out of the
24
bushes.
pounds of wet that got run through there.
And what's interesting about this, as you guys pointed out, it's actually low gravity. What was the starting gravity?
They were off just by a few points. Mine was a little higher, but I think yours was
1050?
I think mine was
1053?
Yeah,
OG?
mine was 1055, I believe.
And so there may be 5.5% alcohol, right?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable because this taste, it fools you into thinking it's high alcohol because you're used to tasting beers that have this hop presence being high alcohol. This is like an 8 or 9% double IPA.
That's definitely what it tastes like.
So this is kind of like a session double IPA.
It is.
Yeah, like
Badass too.
Session Imperial.
It's badass. It's super orangey,
It smells great.
super, kind of like I said, resiny. I'm just getting a lot of
Pine.
pine cone, orange.
There's a lot of
Syrup.
that really vegetable character too.
I wonder why.
Yeah, really? Isn't that's
Well, I
weird.
was surprised that there wasn't more, actually.
Because it went through so much
Yeah,
organic
I was expecting
matter.
it to be undrinkable and salad.
Did you gel it in yours?
Nope.
Okay.
Just straight hop. I mean straight yeast.
Yep, just yeast. And then racked in the keg and into the kegerator win.
It's good.
I was having this conversation last night with someone about fresh hop beers, and it's pretty much, it's kind of like, if you don't like that element of vegetation or greenness to the beer, then you definitely don't want to brew or buy a lot of fresh hop. That's kind of what's going on with them in my mind. And
But it's not.
I think in the episode Jeremy was talking about ways to avoid it, but I'm kind of like, I wouldn't avoid it. It's kind of why you're doing it, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, it kind of puts a stamp on it.
I don't think it overpowers it either.
If it tastes like celery or green beans, yes, it would be over the top. But the vegetation that's in this, like, it came from a hop leaf. It's another part of the beautiful structure of the hop cone.
I mean, from my experience earlier on with picking, I harvested earlier one year. And I definitely got vegetable, and it was green, and
Really?
it wasn't enjoyable at all.
Damn.
But when you harvest at the right time,
Not enough oil yet in that.
yeah, and even
Moisture and vegetation overtakes the ratio
exactly.
to the oil.
But for how much we used here, I was shocked that it didn't come across even more. So, but no, it
And
was.
that could be because I did delay the harvest until we could finally get that brew day on the books.
Yeah.
You know, I pulled everything else down except for one plant a week or two, about a week before that particular brew day. So maybe it was, the later you leave the hops up, the more of that essential oil and resin you're going to get.
Yeah.
So maybe that was
Better to err on the side of going later than early.
Well, to a degree, they've dried themselves out on the vine, even though that morning it was kind of a damp morning. In general, that cone had kind of bled out, for lack of a better word, some of its moisture right on the vine. So this was an awesome thing. I like that it's kind of a goldenish yellow, orange. We didn't go into that kind of like vague ambery color where everything kind of starts tasting caramelly. I think the grain bill that you did, and we didn't see much of it in the episode, but you guys dumped a bunch of extract in that beer, right?
Yeah.
We had to.
Yeah.
We only had so much room in the mash lauter tun for 30, I think it was 33 or 35 pounds of grain. That's a lot of holes.
So we used some dry malt extract.
Yep.
We used some crazy, almost solidified Belgian candy syrup.
Yep.
Oh, I
Did we
see
throw
that.
anything else in there? I can't remember.
I think there was one more. I want to say there was.
Yeah.
There was some corn sugar, I think, too.
Yeah. So, an interesting way also to help make up some gravity points if you're doing something like this where there's no way you can fit the grain that you know you need in there. So essentially we did a large-scale partial mash, extremely super saturated hotback, double IPA.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that would sell these days.
BJCP.
It's got enough adjectives. It's got enough adjectives to end up on a top 10 list somewhere.
In your stomach.
If you think you're a hophead, and you always say, "Give me the hoppiest stuff you got," this is about as extreme as it gets. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed I've enjoyed a lot of really, really hoppy doubles and just crazy extreme stuff, but it's pushing the boundary of.
Yeah.
If it was any hoppier, it would potentially be much less drinkable.
Yeah. Where you could add hops at different times to get different, flavors and aromas possibly, but boy, such a wall of flavor from those hops.
Shout outs to Joe Ferguson, Greenfield Hops, Upper Midwest Hops representing. Just getting started, but maybe we can use some of his hops in the future.
Bam!
Bryon actually did a fresh hop brew too, man. You didn't see video of that, but we could taste that real quick. He's pushing it through a Randall, shall we?
We can do both, before the Randall and after Randall.
Oh my god, this is getting too long.
You can edit it, man. You know what?
It was a full episode, right?
So we're back. Bryon has poured us 2 samples of his fresh ale beer, which are not included in the episode. He brewed them using what fresh hops from your house?
I used Cascade and Centennial, about 8 to 10 ounces.
Okay.
I wasn't sure how many to use. I didn't know it was 5 times. I did 4 times the regular amount.
Close enough.
Dumped those in there. There might be a little extra. I was just getting happy at the end of the boil. I was like throwing stuff in,
I've never seen you do that before.
like you do.
I've never seen
Yeah.
Weird.
And then,
It's very,
yeah, go for it. What do you think?
well, it's very, like the aroma, you can smell hot, but more than anything, I get a lot of cereal, and you think that's from the Maris Otter and
Maris Otter.
Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting malt bill for a fresh hop ale.
Yeah. I think it's, what is it? Maris Otter, Vienna, a little Crystal 40. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
So in the clean one, in the un-hop-backed one, very malty. I taste that middle kind of layer of the vegetation though. The hops are definitely not over the top or even like omnipresent like in the other beer. This is actually like the wet hops are doing a very balanced job. This is almost kind of tasting
I could
like
get drunk on this one.
Oktoberfesty and ale, like a Hoptoberfest.
Yeah.
Alefied
But then Maris Otter in there.
in the Vienna for sure.
A little more alcohol than the other one.
It hides itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't come across as a
Hot.
It comes across as a more of a balanced, weaker beer than the one we brewed on episode. Whatever that one.
So, and then we have this beast, which Bryon stuffed a Blickman HopRocket full of Centennial.
Yeah.
What was that, about ounce and a half?
Yeah. I think that's we had 1.5 ounces.
And by the reactions of these guys as they drank their first sip, I'm scared.
You haven't tasted it yet,
No.
have you?
I don't feel like it's that crazy.
It was at first.
Maybe the first pours were the crazier.
We should switch glasses.
Yeah, let me taste somebody else's crazy one.
I licked it.
I still don't think it's crazy. It is
Your
good.
taste buds are shot.
Taste buds maybe. But
Yeah.
what are you guys getting out of it when you were first tasting it? What did you think?
A lot of aroma. He's spitting.
I do see hop chunks in there.
That's some
Well, yeah. We got some hot chunks. We knew that because I missed the
Just
rubber
just
gasket.
resiny, just
Mm-hmm.
bitter.
I wish I would use more hops. I was thinking I was going to go overboard, but next time I'm just going to go crazy.
In the actual beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I-
nuts with
yeah.
the hops.
I definitely think it's standing its own ground. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually tasting like something other than the hops, especially with that Maris Otter. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So I guess we've got both worlds kind of represented. We have a fresh hopped ale that is balanced and drinkable. Not that yours isn't drinkable, but like this is doing something else. And
Yeah,
then
it's
your
weird.
guys's, which is just
In your face.
session double IPA.
You know, and I'd never done a wet hop before, so this is the first time wet hopping.
So if you can't grow your own hops, find someone that might. A lot of people have them and don't even use them. They use them for decoration. Check Craigslist. A lot of homebrew shops will do like a quick wet hop, real quick sale when they're literally fresh from someplace local. But I don't know.
Time for us to end this.
Yeah, we'll post the recipes. We'll post the recipes from both Ted and Paul's joint effort and then Bryan's. Obviously, you can never replicate someone's homegrown hops, I'd imagine, but
Hey, close enough.
yeah, close enough. Or divide the quantities by 4 or 5 and just brew them with commercial hops for the
Just do it.
for the heck of it, so you can be like Bryan.
Just do it. Do it. Come on, man.
Chop for chop,
Brew for brew.
hop for hop,
Wet hop.
Woohoo!
and that too, and that too.
This is gone. Blank. Oh, damn. Oh, I thought you were gonna kill it, man.
No.
This is beer.
This is how you use too much hops.
Yeah.
Welcome to
We just wasted hops.
gratuitous use of hoppage.
Hops. Hops in your bill.
Oh my
Is that bro?
Welcome to Bryan's basement. What's up, Robert?
Rumble, rumble.
Damn.
That's funny.
Hops. Hops in your bill.